hey, it's the holiday season, and guess what? It's not too late to get gifts on the internet.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
What?
You hear that those bells ringing.
Oh, the sleigh bells.
Yeah.
Santa's sleigh.
Could be anybody's sleigh, Tim.
Well, you should do your shopping on Amazon because they'll send it to you right quick. Well, no, I'm not telling you where to. If you do shop on Amazon and you want to support the show, a great way to do that is to access Amazon by going to tcgte.com/Amazon. That'll bring you to the same Amazon you know and love. We get a little kickback at no cost to you, and it spreads Christmas cheer to me and Tom all the way here in New York City, where it can get cold and gray and lonely around the holidays.
It sure can, Tim.
So anyway, I know people do this already, and we appreciate it. It's
Keep
again,
up the good work.
yes, and happy holidays, everybody, from tcgte.com/Amazon.
Hello and welcome to the Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I am one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
I'm loving this unseasonably warm weather. How
yeah,
are
it's
you?
like springtime in December.
Yeah.
I'm dreaming of a green Christmas.
I shouldn't have taken a sip of that large glass of water.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's not talk about the weather. I just feel like a dope walking around because every morning I leave my house in like I'm
In
all
your
bundled
onesie.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can barely put your arms down.
Yeah. And then I get outside and everybody's walking around in their T-shirts and their cool shades.
Yeah.
Because I live in
Or
Williamsburg.
bathing
They're
suits.
doing that anyway.
Bikinis and swimming trunks.
I saw a girl. I was
In
walking
a
home.
bikini?
No, I was walking almost.
Mm-hmm.
I was walking home from the subway last night. And this is Williamsburg, Tom, the epicenter of cool.
Yeah, where it's all happening.
And I saw a young lady who looked as if she were a model.
Okay. Tim,
Like-
is this going to be one of your grandpa, Tim, chastising
No, it's fine.
chastising a young woman for being herself?
No, it was, I'm not going to chastise her for being herself. It was just an odd sight to
You
see.
just chastise her for not smiling.
No. I
Be
didn't say
happy,
that.
honey. Hey, sweetheart. How about a smile?
I just think she'd look prettier if she smiled. Is that what she wants to project to the world? I'm sad all the time. No, hey, you're an attractive girl. Smile about it. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Tom.
Jeez.
So she was like tall, and she looked like a runway model, right?
Okay.
Like in a traditional runway model way.
Mm-hmm.
Except she was smoking a cigarette,
That's what models do.
wearing a skin-tight leotard,
Tim, so far this all sounds like a runway model.
on rollerblades, carrying must have been a box of 3 dozen donuts.
Huh. And
And
this
just-
was at night?
This was like rush hour. This was like 6:15 p.m. on a Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just tooling around on these things, and and then she rode off into the distance on her rollerblades.
Sounds like you know, some hot new startup, Tim. Rollerblade donut model delivery.
With cigarettes, too.
Well, she might have been on her break.
That's true. Then all those donuts are going to smell like smoke.
The smoked donuts.
Do you ever get, like, Chinese? One time I got Chinese food.
Mm-hmm. And it
And-
tasted like cigarettes?
Yeah, I feel like
Ugh.
the fried rice was just like... the man who was preparing this was smoking a cigarette and blowing the smoke directly into the wok.
We're ashing it in the wok.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I threw it out. I had to, like, take my garbage out.
Mhm.
Like, I couldn't... Like, I threw it out.
And you
And
can
then,
still
like-
smell it?
Yeah.
Man, that
It
must
was
have been a
haunting
heavy
me.
smoker.
Yeah, this guy, this kitchen, I've ordered from them since.
I feel like I've been seeing more people rollerblading lately. It's coming back.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than... I feel like it's easier to get some speed than it is on roller skates.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because you can push off easier, right?
Yeah, it's just inconvenient because, if you're going somewhere, you got to bring shoes with you. You got to change. Unless you got those cool ones that have shoes inside them.
Yeah, but that's not cool.
Why not?
Well, because then you still have the wheels. You still have to put like your wheels.
Well, but then you can carry those around, or maybe get a locker somewhere.
I imagine this is the one reason why you haven't splurged on a hoverboard for yourself.
Well, they're illegal, Tim.
I mean, they're not illegal to own.
They're illegal to use.
They're gonna legalize them, Tom.
I hope so.
I was on the train on the way over here, Tom, subway, and
I don't understand why people were getting so sorry to interrupt you for a second.
Yeah, that's fine.
But one of these hoverboards,
telling a story is all.
One of these hoverboards, like caught on fire, and they tried to make it like a big news story. The hell did you think was going to happen? You're getting all these things out of like no-name factories in the middle of nowhere.
I don't think it was like, well, we knew this was going to happen, so it's not newsworthy.
Should have known it was going to happen. It shouldn't be news.
I mean, but then
it's a risk you have to take.
Like, it'd be like, could you believe in 2012, I was watching the news in November, and they were like, hey, guess who we just elected president tonight? Barack Obama.
One of the guys running.
Well, the guy was running for president, and he was ahead in the polls. You knew this could happen.
I'm just saying, well, in a live coverage that night, that's what they said. They were like, just like we thought.
They were like, you know what? What do you? They were even like, why are you watching this?
Why we even have an
You knew
election?
this could happen.
Yeah, turn it off. Get some sleep.
One of the possible scenarios happened, so therefore, let's not even talk about it.
Well, I'm just saying that it was inevitable one of these things was going to catch on fire, and that is not the most dangerous thing about these things.
What is the most dangerous
Falling
thing?
off and cracking your head open.
Yeah, but that's...
It's not like you're going to be on this thing. It's going to all of a sudden burst into flames. You're going to be like, oh, I can't get off. No, it won't stop, and I'm still on it. Now I'm on fire, too.
I don't know. I don't even know what your point is. Is this an indictment of the news media,
It's an
Tom?
indictment of the whole system, Tim.
Wow. So you're saying that the hoverboards are out of order?
I'm saying everything's out of order.
Would you say the whole system's out of order?
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay. I was on the train when there was a young boy about 5 years old talking to his mom about Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And he was explaining to his mom how he saw all the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
And she was like...
No duh.
And
no shit.
She was just like, I told you weren't allowed to watch them.
Yeah.
I can't believe so-and-so let you watch them.
Yeah.
Apparently, somebody was watching him and let him watch... Whatever.
Somebody was watching him and showed him 6 movies he wasn't allowed
yeah, I
to
guess. And then he responded
Kept him
by
up all
being
night.
like, yes, and now I'll recount all the plots.
Yeah.
Now, I've half seen the Star Wars movies.
Did he just get into all the trade negotiations of the first one?
No, this show, like, I don't know really anything about Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
But
you knew more than this kid?
Yeah, and it's just like, Tim, why? I paused the music I was listening
to correct him.
because there's a funny kid, and I was just like, and I had to, like, it took all my might to restrain myself because this was his understanding of it. This was his read that there was a bad man named Darth Vader.
So far, he's right.
So good. Yeah.
As far as I know.
And then he recounted how the Death Star blew up, I think, twice.
Yeah, I think there were 2 different ones.
And then he was magically turned into a little boy and was good. And I'm just like, this asshole, he doesn't even know that...
no, they were prequels, you idiot.
They're prequels. I mean, I could understand... he'd be like, well, then why was everything like... It looks like it's later in time because everything looks all
newer,
flourishy and like, all the technology was better. But no, they were what do you think? They do that off screen? Oh, I'm going to turn you into a good child now.
After he was killed.
Yeah, and so I don't know anything about Star Wars. And this kid was 5.
Well, you should have mansplained it to him.
That's the thing. I think I'm the worst person on earth. I think I probably do this all the time. Whenever I see people
a child
at a subway,
being wrong.
No, whenever I see people, tourists, same thing as children, right? Like in a subway station, and they're like looking at a subway map.
Yeah.
I always my instinct is to like go up to them and be like, "So where are you guys headed?" I can tell you how to get there.
Oh, you're a friendly New Yorker.
First of all, if they were like, "Oh yeah, no, we want to go to Lincoln Center," I'd be like, "I don't know how to get there off the top of my head." Like, but I'm just like, well, I'll explain this to them. What is wrong with me?
You're a jerk. Is that what it is?
It might be.
A know-it-all? A know-it-all, but only to people who don't know anything
Yeah, I guess so.
about things you don't really know anything about. I mean, that kind of explains the show.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's you being a know-it-all about things that you're only vaguely familiar with.
And you're innocent in all of this?
Yeah, no, I'm just here like a documentarian. I'm just observing. I had something like that happen on the subway yesterday where a guy sitting next to me taps me. I got my headphones on too, plugged in, as the kids say. And he's like,
Riding the sound waves to work.
he's like, does this train go to 51st Street? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I'd get off way before. But there's a subway map right behind us. Like we were both sitting in the seats by the subway map. He's like, okay. And put my headphones back in. He taps me again. He's like, does it go to 42nd Street? And I finally just go like, and I turn around, look at the map and go like, yes, it does look like it goes to 42nd Street and 51st Street. And he doesn't even say thank you.
What a world.
No.
And you are the put upon man who has all the answers.
Well, but I
and
didn't
just
have
can't
all the
be-
answers.
Can't be bothered to help
I was
somebody.
trying to teach
At
a
least
man
I'm-
to fish.
At least I'm trying, Tom.
I was trying to teach a man to fish. No, the second time I could have said, well, you got shit in your ears? Didn't you hear me the first time? There's a map right there.
I wish you wouldn't curse so much.
Well, tough S. Tim, this week we're talking about the male and not the perfect male form like me or the perfect male or the ideal male. M-A-I-L. The mail that you get comes to your door.
The Post.
The Post.
The New York Post.
Not the New York Post, the Post Mail.
The postman rings twice.
Yeah, ding dong, ding dong. He rang twice for me yesterday.
The postman?
Yeah.
From the film?
No, from the mail. The man who brings
the
me my
post
mail.
office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim, a lot going on with the post office nowadays. I'd like to talk to you about it, get your feelings about it. I'd like to ask you some questions, see if you know how some things work,
Okay.
because I don't.
Well, that's a shock.
My mailman comes nowadays.
I'm afraid I'm going to be a little wary of mansplaining things this week, Tom.
My mailman comes lately around 11 o'clock at night.
11 p.m.
That's unusual, right?
I think so. Just because you would think the shifts, I wouldn't think would go that long.
They wouldn't go that long. And when he rang twice yesterday, he brought me mail from not the post office. He brought me like a FedEx package.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I think he brought...
I think you're being scammed. I think...
No. I like my mailman a lot.
What's his name? You ever tip him?
I tip him every Christmas.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I've never tipped anyone in my life.
What? You've never tipped anyone?
Yeah.
Oh, I always tipped the mailman. But he...
I don't have the confidence to...
But he
I feel
also,
like that's, it takes the confidence of a rich man to start tipping people.
or the perfect male, such as myself.
Which we're not talking about, Tom. You made it abundantly clear.
No, well, he leaves a Christmas card that, is kind of the signal. Like...
Oh, see, we don't get that. I
Yeah.
think that's a little gauche. That's like Tim Curry in Home Alone. Oh, no, Rob Schneider in Home Alone, too. Yeah, he takes his creepy white-gloved hand.
And then he gets some gum out of the deal.
Yeah, he gets some fruit-striped gum.
Well, they're only allowed to accept up to $20.
Okay, but, like, who's...
Yeah, but nobody's watching.
Yeah,
He knows that. I know that.
right,
I give him a little bit more.
exactly.
Just a taste. I had a note that says, there's more where this comes from. And I think that's why he brought a FedEx box that was left in the lobby for me up to the door and rang twice.
Right.
But when I tip him, Tim, he leaves all kinds of stuff in my mailbox that he shouldn't be.
Like what?
Well, just like
Cocaine.
things that like I would have to sign for that he's like, don't worry about it. You don't have to sign for this. I'll just put it in your mailbox.
Right.
It's great.
Okay. So.
But then I saw him yesterday. He had all the mail in a regular car.
Okay.
Isn't that weird too?
Yeah, I don't think this man is an actual mailman.
I mean, he brings the mail.
Yeah, but I think he's getting the mail through nefarious means.
Yeah. I mean, he does, like, I see him, because I live in, like, a fairly big building. So the mail downstairs in the lobby, it's, a bunch of boxes. And the other day, he got a box in there. I don't know how he got the box in. And I went to pull the box out, and it was, kind of stuck. And I pulled it hard, and all the mailboxes opened up.
Yeah, I mean, these locks aren't, it's not Fort Knox over there, Tom.
Yeah, so maybe you're right. Like, I guess, he could just pull hard to put everything in.
Yeah.
So where's he getting the mail?
From the real mailman. It's tied up in his boxer shorts.
Yeah.
Every day he waits outside and he clubs them.
This guy, he's been coming for a while, though. I know him. I don't know his name, but...
That's absurd. I've never even seen my mailman.
Really?
Yeah.
I see this guy all the time because he always opens the door for me. Can you imagine?
Wow. That's something that he also probably shouldn't do.
Oh
yeah, let anybody into the building. That's why we gave you this key.
He knows me. He says, "Hey, there's the
Does he know your name?
There's the big tipper.
There's the guy that orders literally everything he needs to survive."
That I have to cram in his mailbox.
Yeah.
No, I think he also appreciates that, like, when I come in with my dog, that, the dog's cool. It's not a typical dog response to a mailman.
No, she doesn't bite him?
She doesn't bite him or bark at him.
Okay.
She just gives a little tail wag. And he goes, "Oh, hey, how are you?"
Yeah, that's a good interaction, I guess.
But the news going on with the mail, Tim.
Sure.
2 big items in the news that
2 big parcels.
2
big items. You're going to have to pay a bulk rate for that, right?
Well, it depends, Tim. I think it has to be like over 70 pounds.
Now, you don't know what a bulk rate is, Tom.
What is it? Oh, if you have a lot of items.
Yeah.
A bulk
That was
mailer.
a trick question designed to make you act the fool. And I think our audience now knows who knows more about the mail.
Yeah, you mail-splained it to me. So the 2 big items, Tim. The first one, there's a proposal to make the post office into banks.
What?
To have some bank things you would normally only find at a bank, such as bank services.
Checking accounts?
Checking accounts.
Okay.
That they could do check cashing. And that they would have free ATMs.
Oh, the free ATMs I'd be interested in.
Yeah. Because basically they're saying, the people in government trying to push this through, which I 100% agree with. They're like, look, all these payday lenders and check cashing places, they're ripping people off. They're screwing people left and right.
We should screw them slightly less.
No, they're like, we should just have, because, there's mailbox, there's a post office in every town, right?
Yeah, every zip code even.
Yeah. But there's not necessarily banks in every zip code. And especially nowadays, banks are banks suck.
Hey,
what?
You old man. Do your banking online like a normal person.
I do my banking online. But it's still you still have to go into the bank sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
And for the most part, they stink.
Yeah, the post office is the place that I really want to go into. Hey, how can I increase the amount of time that I spend in the dirty, dingy post office?
Well, maybe they could use some of the money they make from running a bank, clean the place up a little bit, class it up.
Okay, that's proposal 1.
Yeah. Although I do think, if I were a guy working at the post office, I'd be like, what the hell? You're giving me a whole different job now.
Right.
I didn't sign up to be a banker. I signed up to be a postman.
Yeah.
And now look at this. And now this is what it's come to. But you can get money orders at the post office, already a banking service,
That's true.
and passports.
Mhm.
So they're already doing stuff. And that's kind of the proposal of like, look, they're already doing stuff that has nothing to do with the mail.
Tom, can I just very quickly interject here
Yes.
and say that I am pro USPS. I think
Mhm.
the post office provides an excellent service, and I think everybody's constant complaining about it.
Including yours.
No, not including
You
mine.
just were complaining about it.
No, I have proposals. I hate the building.
Okay. So new buildings. First things first. Every post office, new building.
We'll get to my proposals
Okay.
later because it involves shutting down the post office for a couple months and getting everything in order,
All right.
which I'm not sure is sustainable. But
Right.
I think if we all pitch in, it's like a wartime effort. But we'll get to that
We all
later.
pitch and decide, look, nobody's
Just-
going to have the mail for 3 months.
Exactly. 2 months, maybe. 2.5
Mm.
months. 10 weeks tops. So anyway, everybody is just like, oh, I can't believe, like, it's people, anytime anybody delivers something to your house,
Mhm.
you're not allowed to complain about it.
What if it's late? What if it's Chinese food that tastes like cigarettes?
Yeah, look, you roll the dice.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you order Chinese food and it tastes like cigarettes.
You can't
And
be. Well, I would agree that you can't be mad at the delivery man. It's probably not his fault. I mean, it might be his fault. He might have dropped a cigarette in the bag and been like, "Oh crap! I have to get the cigarette out, or else the guy will know."
Nah, this was at the source of the pork fried rice. It was
Do you think that pig was a smoker? Maybe.
either the pig was a heavy smoker or the man preparing the pig.
Yeah.
But really anything like, look, it should be what
Mhm.
should happen is you had to go pick up your mail every day.
Oh, come on!
Get on your horse and pick up the mail.
You think the post office is bad now? Imagine if everybody had to go down there every day.
Yeah, exactly. So what they've done at no charge to you, like if you don't want to mail anything,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. All this stuff,
We'll
They
still
have-
come to you for free.
they have a workforce of people
Mm-hmm.
that they hire
Yeah.
to come to your door,
Mhm.
literally to your door, and it's like, here's a thing that is for you
That you might not want.
you might not want, but like,
But hey,
s-
it's free.
some of it you need.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's free. It's no charge to you.
No.
And guess what?
Hey, worst case scenario,
not
you could
really.
use this as fuel.
Yeah, for your stove.
Yeah, use it to start a fire.
Yeah.
Hey, on us, the U.S. Postal
Yeah,
Service.
Now they're saving on your heating bills.
Yeah.
You still want to.
Don't use your heating bill to start the fire.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you gotta
See,
be careful.
and they're delivering stuff at
Those-
very
the-
little cost to anybody else.
Heating bills aren't flammable. They figured that one out.
Uh,
They coat them.
they're made of slate.
Made of slate. No, they're covered in a thin layer of asbestos.
Oh.
So they won't burn.
That's good. To
So
know.
you're just saying nobody should complain about the post service because they bring you things. But I mean, other people are paying for them to bring you those things.
yeah, but not much.
48 cents, I think that's what a stamp is up to nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 48 cents, and I could send it to Alaska.
Yeah, and you're telling me you couldn't hire a man for less to bring it to Alaska for you?
Look, yeah, I understand they're a volume business, Tom.
Yeah.
That's why I do my part, and I send
You send a lot of mailers.
a lot of correspondence. I, 15 to 1,500 really mailings a day.
I mean, you know what? I haven't gotten a letter in a long time.
It's because you don't have any friends. You don't have any literate friends.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind a drawing or two once in a while.
Let me ask you this, Tom.
Yeah.
Would you find it weird if I became one of these correspondence guys?
What do you mean correspondence, guys?
You know how people have like stationery,
Yeah.
and then once in a while you'll get like a handwritten letter
I
from
never
them?
get a handwritten letter from anyone.
I get that occasionally.
From who?
Older people.
Yeah, older relatives, sure.
No, I've gotten it from friends who live other places.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I get a postcard once in a while from people.
yeah, I get a letter once in a while, just like, "Hey, how you doing? I haven't heard from you in a while, and we haven't chatted. Here's."
Yeah. And now I'm going to have to wait to hear.
Yeah, it's nice. Look, the anticipation is the best part. Because, like, really, what am I going to have to say? What do I have going on?
So they're going to be...
I just write listen to my effing podcast.
So they're going to be let down either way. At least they get some anticipation out of it.
What I'm saying is, like, I was thinking of maybe writing some nice letters to some people that I might have fallen out of touch with.
Okay, I thought you were going to say that you've wronged.
Well, some of these people I've fallen out of touch with for a reason. Is that a weird thing? Would you make fun of me if you heard that
I'd make
sent
fun
a
of
letter?
you if I got a letter from you. I'd be like, "Why'd you do this? I've seen you since you wrote
Yeah, I'm not
this."
gonna write you a letter, Tom.
Well,
You're
thanks
not.
a lot.
You're not worth the ink in my pen.
Or the 48 cents.
You're worth the 48 cents.
You get-
I use very expensive ink.
Oh, and you send third-class mail.
Yes.
Yeah. So letters are nice to get. Cards are nice to get.
Cards, I can go either way. If there's a check in the cards,
Were you 10 years old?
yeah, kind
You
of.
shake the card. There's no fucking check.
Wait, hey, first of all, watch the language. Second of all, when do you get cards that might not have a check in it?
That's all I get now, Tim. I'm not 10 years old. I don't get cards with checks
You
in
have
them.
some garbage relatives, Tom.
I get cards from other people, not just relatives. Like, I don't want like a friend of mine to send me a thank you card or a Christmas card and put a check in it. That would be so weird. If a friend of mine,
Maybe.
I just got a nice card from a friend of the show, Paul, and his wife.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. It would be so
Tom, let me
weird if
ask you
there were a
a
$20 check in there.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
This might be a little too much. Were you they're newlyweds or
Mhm.
like a year and a half? I guess.
Yeah.
Did you were you expecting
A photo?
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
I was
photo
expecting
card?
it. Yeah, I was kind of like, why isn't there a picture in
I'm
here?
not gonna. I thought it was very nice, and they wrote something very nice in it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, oh, I thought
I want to see yous.
especially Paul, who's like, I thought he would have a stupid bit
Yeah.
that would be like, hey, we're both.
He's the guy
dressed
who
like-
took his own male modeling photos. He didn't take a picture for Christmas.
Yeah.
I
Could
mean,
see
they're
him investing in like a green screen setup,
Yeah.
and
next year.
next year when
Yeah.
he listens to this.
Maybe he'll put a check in it too.
Do you ever send money through the mail?
What do you mean?
Cash?
Oh no, Tim, it'll get stolen.
I don't know. I sent cash. My cousin got married last
Mhm.
year, and I went through this phase where I was either being a rebel or just forgot, and I never gave a card at the wedding. Usually it's because I forgot.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was like I was on the way there.
Probably like a lot of times you're like, well, when I put the card in the box, I want him to see me do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just wait around the box all night.
So I got home and I realized, oh crap, I didn't put the thing in, and I
Mhm.
put cash in the card for my cousin and her husband. And I was like, and I didn't have checks for a while. I didn't have it. When I run out of checks,
Yeah, that's
don't
it.
ever try to get anything from me. Like,
You might as
yeah.
well be out of money.
yeah, and so I was like, I'm just gonna do it. And I never got a
Whoa.
thank you card,
Yeah, so they probably never got it.
and I'm wondering if they're just bad people,
hmm
or if that $200 just got taken.
You sent $200 in the mail?
Yeah.
That's too much money.
And it wasn't even like 200 bills where
was
$200
$201
It
bills.
it was very clearly money, and I sent it in a sack with a $ sign on it.
In a clear envelope.
Yeah,
No, I never. I had a grandma who would send cash in the mail.
yeah.
And even as like a 10-year-old, I was like, Grandma, somebody could steal this. I've gotten, when I was a kid, I got a letter, like a thing once, slid open, cash was gone.
No,
Yeah.
baseball cards were gone.
No,
That
cash.
happened to me though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not telling what happened to you.
I thought we grew up in the same town. You might have been a part of the same baseball card pyramid scheme
No,
that I was a part
I
of?
was a part of a different baseball card pyramid scheme.
Tom, I wouldn't be surprised.
I
if we
wound
were
up
just
on top, though.
Wildly different levels of this.
Yeah,
you know?
probably. I was on top of that one because I got a baseball card along with the pyramid scheme letter, and I was like, you know what? I'm cashing out while I'm ahead. I got a baseball card. I'm not
You
sending
are the
anything
worst
along.
kind of person, Tom.
Well, because I wouldn't take part in a pyramid scheme?
Yeah, you're a kid. You're supposed to do that kind of stuff.
No, that's not part of growing up to taking part in a pyramid
A
scheme.
baseball card pyramid scheme.
It's still a pyramid scheme. It's exactly the same. It does not work.
Did but you weren't a baseball card collector, right?
No, I was when I was a kid. Yeah.
Really? Do you still have your baseball cards? My mom lately, I think she thinks I'm in dire financial straits.
It's been sending you baseball cards.
No, she's been like,
Maybe you can get some money for
she
this
was like, I was poking around your closet, my childhood closet that has like,
one. Not your current closet.
no,
I broke into your house.
and she's like, and I was looking at your baseball cards, and I was looking up their worth, and like you have some pretty valuable
I
things.
went
Like
and bought a baseball card trader guide.
she was like, maybe when you're out here for Thanksgiving, you can bring some of them back and sell them on eBay. You can get a lot of money. I was like, why do you think? All right, yeah, like.
Mom, stop going through my
Stop
stuff.
touching my stuff. I hope she doesn't find my Maxim magazines in there.
Yeah, you know what? I should look at what my baseball cards are worth because the last
Nothing. None of them are worth anything.
Well, not according to your mom. Maybe I'll just ask your mom to take a look at my baseball cards. Look them up. It sounds like Sherry bought the book. No, because the last time I looked at my comic books from home, none of them were worth anything, and I was very disappointed.
Yeah, well, that's why I've kept my copy of The Death of Superman in pristine condition.
I mean, I had
the
comics.
jewel of my comic book collection.
I found comics that I bought in must have been the early 90s that were like collector's items then with like a sticker on them in the thing saying that I paid $15 for it. Look it up. It's worth $10 now.
Yeah.
And, in inflation. That's not inflation. I'm saying it's worth even less.
Right.
Yeah.
And not to mention stagflation.
What?
Huh?
What does that mean?
Stagnation and inflation.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what, don't you listen to Planet Money?
No, sometimes. So that's one thing the post office is trying to do. Put a bank in the post office.
Put a bank in the post office. It's a no-brainer. Everybody loves banks. Everybody loves the post office.
Combine
Chocolate
'em.
and peanut butter.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe the results.
The other thing that they're doing is, and I think they're doing this in New York, but I looked up my zip code and it was not eligible. Maybe you can check yours. Maybe you're eligible. Is that you can log in every day and see a photograph of the mail you're going to get later.
Yeah.
Because
Takes all the mystery. Don't you love... I don't like much about my day, Tom.
Tim, we're trying to keep this podcast a little lighthearted.
But getting home at night, putting my key in that little box, opening it up, and it's before that moment after I've turned the
possible.
key. There could be anything behind that door.
Yeah.
It's a wealth of possibilities. It's usually nothing. Sometimes it's a Western Horseman magazine that you subscribed me to as a joke.
Yeah. So still exciting.
Did you also subscribe my girlfriend a Teen Vogue
No.
subscription?
No.
Huh, well, somebody else is.
Well, it sounds like your girlfriend's got a secret admirer, Tim. You should keep an eye on that.
It's all tips of like.
No, if I was going to subscribe anyone to Teen Vogue, it would have been you again.
Yeah, it's true. And you that would have been pretty low of you. You've never met my girlfriend,
Right?
You don't know
and
if
I have
she's
no
gonna-
intentions
Yeah,
to.
you don't even know her name,
Margaret.
Margaret. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Yeah, but
we call her Maggie or Mags.
how often do you get exciting mail nowadays?
Sometimes, Tom.
Oh, I'll tell you where I get some exciting mail, but you go ahead.
I'll tell you when I get exciting mail. Occasionally, I will play a show or record drum stuff.
Oh, and you get money.
And
all kind. Tim, you only like money. You only like mail that's got a check in it, huh?
Yeah, usually.
Jeez.
What other mail do I like? I like sometimes people send me things like gifts.
You really are a 10-year-old when it comes to the mail.
What do you like in the mail?
Comic books.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was gonna say
You do get comic books delivered to your home.
I don't anymore.
You did as of like 2 months ago.
Yeah, all my subscriptions ran out. I've been falling behind with the comics anyway. You know, the thing is sometimes like, you know, certain runs are good and then other ones aren't.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Anyway,
I think they're all good.
well, you're wrong categorically.
If it's ink on paper, this guy likes it.
So
if Hawkeye's there, Tim can't be far behind.
So what I get sometimes now is I'll order things either on eBay or Alibaba.
You use Alibaba?
Yeah.
The Chinese Amazon?
Yeah. And I'll order like little things like accessories or something.
Your home is filled with accessories.
Yeah,
though.
it's filled with crap.
Like little gadgets and wires and
robots.
connectors. Yeah.
But the thing is, Tim, you can buy things on there.
You are going to be the craziest old man.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. The kids down the street are going to be concocting stories about you.
Oh, no way. I'll build an arcade in my garage for them to come hang out in.
All right.
No, I'll order stuff on there. The economics of it do not make sense because it'll be like you can get like an iPhone case for $1 with free shipping, but the shipping takes like 4 or 5 weeks.
Okay.
But it's nice because it's never things that I like desperately need or anything. But it'll be like, oh, I could kind of use that. That's a good deal. I'll order that. And then I'll forget about it.
Yeah.
So then when it comes, I'm not tracking it on shipping or anything. I'm not getting alerted. I'm just like, what is this? A surprise for me?
That's stupider than... I mean, that's less stupid than me getting excited for
money,
a check for several $100s.
But you're expecting that check.
I'm not expecting the check because I am not a drummer by trade. Like, that's not how I think of myself.
Yeah,
Tom.
but when you've drummed and you're going to get paid for it, you know that.
Tom, I do it for the love of it. So it's always a surprise.
You do that you play drums for the love of it. You check mail for the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Classic situation.
But you know this, that for the past like year and a half, they've been taking a picture of every piece of mail.
Yeah.
Collecting a database.
No, since 2001. No, since the Anthrax stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pictures.
It is.
Like a lot of pictures. Billions
and, like,
of pictures.
what are you going to get from the outside of...
I think it's probably more just so if they have to go back to something, they can figure it out, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But now they're
they can see like where it was stamped from.
Yeah, where it came from.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Because you can't always, Tim, you can write anything in that return address.
You can. Not one time my mom, again, was trying to mail like...
your baseball cards to a
gag
foreign buyer.
It's baseball related. You would think my mom was a big baseball fanatic from this. She was trying to mail like some sort of gag gift or something, but like she didn't want the person to know where it came from.
Right. So she put a fake address?
She put the Yankee Stadium address, and I think it was a package.
Okay.
It was like a gift. And she brought it in because she had to send it. And the post office is like, no, you put the return address in the Bronx, which is like 60 miles from here. Like, no, we're not going to send this.
Really?
Get out of town, lady. What are you, trying to send a bomb?
She can't be like,
She's
well...
in jail to this day. Turns out it was a bomb.
Wow.
Yeah.
And was it to one of the Yankees' rivals?
Yeah.
Wow.
She was trying to frame
the Boston
Derek
Red
Jeter.
Sox from Derek Jeter, Yankee Stadium, Bronx, New York. Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. But I mean, the whole idea of the return address is like, this is where I want it. If it's return to sender.
Yeah. But that's a way also to cheat the system. I think that's more what they were thinking.
Mm.
You don't put the proper
It's
postage
like,
on it.
and she wants to get it to
I'm
Yankee
sending
Stadium.
a letter to you.
Yeah.
I put your address as the
But you
return
wouldn't
address.
bring it to them. You would just drop it in a box.
I know, but
Yeah.
I don't know. They didn't know this. They're not very well trained.
That's a pretty good scam. So if I just put a letter to you, Tim, and I put your address as the return address, I don't even have to put a stamp on it.
Right, but I think
Maybe I'll put
they
a
might
1
just
penny
thro-
stamp,
they-
and I'll
yeah, just
and I'll write the outside. I'm old. And I haven't kept up with inflation.
wait. You're acknowledging that you know it's the
Well, no, that like I'm not sure.
yeah.
I'm pretty
It
old.
seems to me that if you put a 1-cent stamp, they know you're just toying with them.
Well, it's like a real old one.
Like he didn't forget to put a stamp on it. He's messing with us. He's playing mind games now.
I've got I bought a whole lot, more than I probably need of those Batman stamps. So I'm all set. And then I found some stamps on the floor outside, the ground, I guess you would call it. So I snatched those up too somewhat
Great.
recently.
What's the last piece of mail you sent?
My rent check.
Yeah, see, I don't have to send that in anymore.
What do? They have the
My
direct
trust
deposit?
fund takes care of it.
My mommy takes care. She sells some of my baseball cards and sends the proceeds.
Yeah, I don't send. I think I need to become one of these weird correspondence guys.
I mean, you probably send a check in to your to. I mean, the one thing is
Wait, to what?
to your rent,
No, I don't.
but you probably could.
I don't want to.
Yeah,
I can pay online.
but you could get your correspondence and your rent all at the same time.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna be like, dear Tom, it was lovely podcasting with you last week. Or I'll write it right when I get home. Like this evening.
I mean, I'd probably get it, by the weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be nice. You'd be like, we can relive this
Yeah.
lovely time we had together.
But I'll pull the envelope out and I'll be like, return to sender, Tom Reynolds. I don't remember sending this. This isn't my I don't realize that you pulled that trick.
I'll put a baseball card in it so you'll open it.
What was the other thing I was going to say?
Wait, hold on.
What?
So they take a picture, and
Yeah.
it's a service that you have to pay extra for?
No, it's free.
Oh.
That you can just go online.
It just seems like a bad allocation of resources that they're
But
gonna...
they got all the pictures anyway. Might as well let you see them.
Yeah, but now there's a guy that has to be like, all right, these go with this
No,
address,
they don't
these go-
have one guy doing it, Tim.
Who's doing it?
It's automated.
It can't be
They've got-
100% automated.
they've-
It can't read your address.
Yeah,
and-
it can, Tim. That's how they do it. They don't have somebody sitting there looking at each piece of mail going, okay, let me see. Where's
That's
this one
barcodes,
going?
isn't it? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, they've got OCR.
I don't know. You ever read Post Office by that scoundrel Bukowski?
No.
It's one of those. I think it's a novel, but it's very clearly his life.
Mm-hmm.
He works at the post office in like the 40s or the
Yeah.
50s. That is dark.
Well,
man.
yeah, I'm sure then it was like,
Phew.
everybody's got to read this thing, and
Yeah.
nobody can talk to each other except by these correspondence.
Yeah.
But it's not like that anymore. They're taking the pictures, and the computer knows.
Yeah. I
These
don't
are
know.
all this guy's mail.
Would you? Is there anything you're ever? You said it yourself. You're never anticipating something. You're buying $1 tchotchkes online, and then you get your jollies 6 weeks later
Yeah.
when it shows.
my
My
tchotchke."
keychain came.
But my problem, like I said, sometimes I don't get my mail till 11 o'clock at night. So I'm checking my post box multiple. And a lot of times I don't think my postman comes at all,
Right.
like to anyone. And so I'm like checking my mail multiple times a day. And sometimes I just don't have any mail. So if I got an email earlier in the day saying, hey, here's what to expect later on, then that's the thing I'm excited for.
I think you just have an extra level of excitement because you never know when it's going to come.
No, I think now I'll get excited twice. Because I'll get excited to get that email. And then if I see something good's coming, another chance to get excited.
It occurs to me, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we should just have better lives.
other things to be excited about.
Yeah.
Or
Like a career
or
or
we
a
should be
family.
getting more fun things in the mail.
Yeah.
And then we'll be gratified more often.
Tommy, boot up Alibaba. We're going to go on a spree.
We should go on a Alibaba spree. And then we should send each other baseball cards. Another question I have about the mail, Tim. You recently informed me that our P.O. box hasn't been paid in a while.
Yeah, it expired.
Yeah, so don't send anything to our P.O. box. Probably a lot of Christmas presents there right now getting returned to sender.
Cripes, yeah.
But so I was looking at getting us a new
Post office box.
of some sort. And I couldn't figure out. There were two things. One was mail forwarding. One was a virtual mailbox.
Ooh, a virtual mailbox.
Which I imagine, like, you go in, they're like, okay, put the headset on, and
you
now
read
you
your mail.
experience your mail.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. But
You're in the LL Bean catalog.
Yeah. But I didn't really understand.
You're in a cabin, a rustic cabin.
I didn't
there's a flannel
understand
shirt.
who the mail was. It that I could get mail sent to their address and they'll forward it to me, or that I can have my mail forwarded to them. I think it's I can have my mail forwarded to them if I'm on vacation or something.
I think there's some reason why they're not allowed.
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed to have a P.O. box that they will then deliver to an address. If you have a P.O. box,
Mm-hmm.
that's your P.O. box. You're responsible.
You got to
for it.
go there to get it.
Yeah. You can't just hide behind that so nobody knows where you live.
Mm.
You got to put in the legwork.
Which is kind of all I want. But I'll probably get us a new P.O. box at the place around the corner from me.
Yeah.
And I'll be in there every day.
That original P.O. box was in a neighborhood that neither of us live in.
Right, yeah. So it's very difficult to check.
Yeah. And also, we're both very, very, very lazy people.
Well, and people didn't send us enough fun stuff. Some people sent us real fun stuff. And then some people, Tim, I'm not going to name names, but some people who listen to this podcast didn't send us anything at all.
You know what? I got half of mine to read these names.
No, Tim, I swore we wouldn't. I'm just saying.
Right.
Would it kill people to put a baseball card in an envelope when they knew how much joy it would bring to you, Tim?
It's really disgusting.
Well, maybe they didn't know, and now they know, and they feel real bad about it. But I want to talk about your ideas for improvements about the post office.
I mean, I have some vague ideas. Number one.
Okay.
Make what?
All right, go ahead.
Make the post office
Mm-hmm.
less depressing.
Right. And how would you do that? Is that what's going to require shutting them all down for a while?
Well, all right. Maybe I'll give you the overview.
Yeah. Tim, pretend I'm the Postmaster General.
Yeah.
I go, you got 2 minutes, kid.
The Postmaster General
Mm-hmm.
calls. He gets on the phone and he's like, "Get the cameras in here."
Why are you explaining this to me? I'm the Postmaster General.
Oh, okay. All right. So you get on the phone.
Me?
The Postmaster General.
Yes, I know who I am.
Yeah. And you say, "Alert the networks. I'm going to do a primetime address."
You're not going to tell me what to do. Oh, in this situation, you can.
Yeah, this is my.
Okay.
It's a proposal.
Ask me,
sir.
Okay.
This is what you'll do. You get.
I have a gun.
I don't think you do have a gun.
The Postmaster General has a gun.
Really?
Pretty sure.
I mean, I guess
I think he
it's
does.
America. Anybody
He's a
can have
general.
a gun.
But he's a general.
It's not like, he's one of the 5 people in the country that get to have one of. He has one of the 400 million guns in America. Oh, cool.
But he wears it. He's a general, just in case there's a coup.
Can he go into a Panera Bread with that gun?
Probably. He can go anywhere he wants. He's got keys to every place.
Yeah. So the Postmaster General gets on the phone. He's like, "I want to do a national address."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I know what you guys have been saying about the post office all these years. And yeah, we're not that efficient.
Mm-hmm.
It's depressing to come to us. A lot of the people are mean when you get there."
Mm-hmm.
But then he'll go into my whole spiel about, like, "But we bring things to your house, so everybody cool it. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are?"
Always popular when government officials give primetime addresses chastising the American public. Who do you think you are?
Yeah. And then he says, "But fear not.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard. Got some ideas.
Okay.
But this is going to take some sacrifice.
You guys are going to have to play along.
For the next 8 to 10 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
no mail. You guys just cool it on the correspondence. You don't need it. There's the internet.
Well, he should pitch it as like, the next 8 to 10 weeks, we're going to stop junk mail and all the other mail.
Yeah.
And while people are busy cheering.
Well, you can't have people putting things in mailboxes either. You have to alert them.
Well, we're going to tape up all the mailboxes, too.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If they're taping up the mailboxes, they're not making the upgrades that I need them to make.
Okay,
though.
well, continue then.
What we need is like a...
So you just have that. I trust all of you. On the honor system, don't put anything in the mailboxes for right now.
In World War II, everybody came together and sacrificed.
Right.
Right? For the good of the nation.
Mm-hmm.
This is...
But nobody's ever gone to the nation and said, don't put anything in the mailboxes for 2 months.
Yeah, how hard is it to not put something in a mailbox?
Oh, they're sitting right there.
It's true. I put all sorts of... I put ice cream cones in the mailbox.
Uh,
Whenever I buy an ice cream cone, I go, make it 2. And I eat one, and I put one in the mailbox.
One for me, one for old mailbox.
One for old Bluey.
I mean, Dr. Kimball in The Fugitive
Yeah, I know.
put guns in the mailbox.
What?
Remember?
Oh, yeah.
He had that gun he put in the mailbox. That, to me, to this day, is still the most shocking scene in any movie.
That's where the Postmaster General got his gun.
This gun used to belong to Harrison Ford.
All right, so this guy, the Postmaster General,
Mm-hmm.
he's making his plea
Right.
to the American people, and they all agree. Let's just say it's a world where
Mm-hmm.
President Trump comes on afterwards and it's like, seriously, do it.
We're all going to be stopping putting things in the mailboxes for 8 weeks.
Yeah. And they shutter all the post office. They put like tarps over them, like they're fumigating them. Actually, it'd probably be a good idea to fumigate them
while they're in there. Yeah.
So step 1, fumigate them.
I was watching the lottery the other night before my shows were on, and the lottery woman was
Oh,
like,
I thought you meant like a movie based on the novel.
Oh,
or
no,
something.
no.
The lottery as if it were a TV show. Okay.
And the woman who reads the lottery numbers is the New Jersey Lottery. It's like, hello, I'm so, and gave her usual spiel, and then was like, we ask that you please disregard our appearance while we're under construction. And there was like a big tarp behind them with all these like under construction danger, but like fake stuff, like clip art. But the thing I don't get is they had this tarp up. I think normally there's just a curtain there.
Yeah.
And
is it some sort of promo for like
I don't think so. And also, you couldn't stop construction for the 30 seconds it takes to read the lottery numbers every night?
what construction goes on in a television studio? It's like a big empty space.
Yeah. I don't know.
Man, what a weird episode of The Lottery that was.
I think something was up
Yeah.
with the numbers that night.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's the perfect cover for
Yeah.
some chicanery, some sort
Yeah.
of tomfoolery. All right, so they fumigate it.
Mm-hmm.
They clean it. They scrub it down.
Yeah.
First thing you do, get rid of all those machines.
What, the machines that sort the mail?
Just everything. It seems like it's a whole bunch of clutter back there. A whole claptrap that probably doesn't even get used. And if you need machines to sort the mail,
Which they do.
arguably, you take all the mail
Uh-huh.
from there, bring it to some big warehouse and do it there.
They do that, Tim. They do that too.
Well, all right, so do the first
They
step
don't
there
ju-
too.
All right.
It's unseemly. They're doing too much back there. It's supposed to be a customer service space.
See, you want all the mailmen to have to like commute upwards of like 100 miles every day to where the mail is to then bring it to you.
No, first
Just
of
so
all,
you don't have to see clutter in the back of the mail office.
it's not about seeing clutter.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a fool if you think that they'll have to go pick it up. They get it re-delivered back in the morning.
What? So they have to get rid of it.
They sort it, and then
Yeah.
all the relevant mail
Uh-huh.
comes back to the branch.
So you're just saying once a day they deliver to the branch.
Maybe twice a day, even. If
Tim,
we're shooting for the stars here.
I think this is what they do.
Okay, so why are they doing any of it where I can see it?
Would this be okay if they just put a curtain up and you didn't have to see it?
When you go to the Apple store, Tom,
Mhm.
it's a big, sprawling, clean place, right?
Right.
They're not building the computers in the back of the store.
Not that you can see.
They're not
They're
taking.
not building the mail. The mail and an Apple store are two very different things.
Yeah, but they don't have to be, Tom.
right.
So you clear all that out. You have so much more space. So when people mail something, drop off a package or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it just goes into this bucket,
Yeah.
and then a truck drives off with it 2 or 3 times a day, brings it to the sorting facility,
Mm-hmm.
and then when it drops that off, the sorting facility says, "Hey, we've sorted all this other stuff from all around wherever.
Mm-hmm.
Take it back to the right office."
Yeah. This is what they do.
Yeah, okay. What I'm saying is, don't do any of the steps in the office, in the post office.
But they have to do a little sorting in the post office to know where that mail's going to go because there are different sorting facilities.
Shut up. Yeah, you do that sorting somewhere else, maybe down the street.
So you're
even.
saying build like another post office?
Yeah, just a
I mean,
processing.
a lot of post offices also have, they're gigantic, but then when you're in there, you're only seeing a little part of it.
I know. We should take advantage of all that space, is what I'm saying.
All right. What other improvements do you have?
Number 2,
Uh-huh.
get rid of the wanted posters.
What?
I don't go in there to be scared of criminals.
Well, it's not their fault you're a coward.
Yeah, every time I go in there, I see these scoundrels staring at me. They're
Yeah.
looking right into the camera lens, and it's all these crimes that they've committed.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
I mean, I do admit that, like, when Osama bin Laden was the #1 most wanted, pictures of him up in the post office weren't doing much to catch him.
Yeah, I like that they're like,
Oh, I think I've seen that guy.
This is America. So every single post office is going to have a picture of the president and a picture of the
worst
greatest known
criminals.
terrorist.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
world's greatest terrorists.
Yeah. Number 2,
Mm-hmm.
better lighting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is number 3 or maybe 4 or
Number
5.
3, yeah.
Uh,
Well, I mean, they've got cheap fluorescent lighting, Tim.
right. Better floors too. You know what?
No more linoleum?
No more linoleum. Hardwood floors.
Hardwood floors, Tim. That's
Yeah.
gonna need a lot of upkeep.
Yeah, but it pays for itself.
It does.
It pays for itself and smiles.
All right.
You got rid of all the machinery.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it should just be cubby holes for when you're picking up a package.
Right. So, like a P.O. box.
Yeah, or when you get a package slip at your house and you have to go to the post office and
Yeah.
it stinks because they're like
oh,
okay,
we missed you.
I'm gonna go into the and you bring it to this window
Mhm.
and
And usually they're like, we don't have that.
we'll get to the staff in a minute.
Mhm.
But I think the reason why they're so angry all the time
Yeah.
is because I get the sense that they have to go climb over all that machinery to get to the part where the corner where they can find enough space to stack these
Yeah.
packages.
I mean, I never understand how the hell everything's organized. Because, like, whenever you do go to pick up a package, they're like, hold on. And they're gone for a while, usually.
Yeah, I think they're climbing over the equipment. That's
Do you think they're looking at every package?
Yeah, maybe. Either that or they're trying to dodge some gears and
Yeah.
conveyor
Ah,
belts.
my hair is caught in a gear.
Yeah, they're like, let me go back, and then suddenly they're in the back. It's bum, 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 bum,
And they're being dragged through gears and on
yeah, they're-
conveyor belts.
Yeah, and they're just trying to grab your package.
Trying to get chopped up.
Yeah. Number 7. Fully staff
Mhm.
everything, and here's what you simplify it.
Mhm.
If you only give the clerks
Mhm.
2 jobs, go get the package or drop this package that someone's mailing into the bucket, and then that goes get sorted. That way, they can spend the rest of their time smiling. I don't mind. You know what I don't like? I don't mind about the post office.
What's that?
If you're nice to the people working there, instead of being like, I've been online, blah, blah. There's a good chance that a woman will call you like sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
That's titillating to you?
No, it's just nice. I like when an older woman's like, here's what you got to do, sweetie.
Yeah.
Sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
Tells me to smile.
Honey buns.
Yeah. I guess I don't have that many ideas other than just clean it out. Make it like it's just poorly laid out, I feel like.
I don't think it is, Tim. I don't think you understand how most post offices work. I don't think you understand what's going on back there. We should take a tour of a post office.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah. Well, you'd love to until you get caught in the gears.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, I regret this.
Taken through the ringer.
Dun, 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 dun.
I had something to say, and I plumb forgot it. Oh, all this bulletproof glass, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you. Would anybody rob a post office nowadays?
Yeah.
There's so many better things to rob.
Yeah, but nowadays they might not rob it. They might just shoot it up to shoot it up.
Yeah, but that's anywhere.
But what's so bad about the bulletproof glass?
It's so inhuman.
Eh.
Because you have to pass a package
It's
there.
not like
you
it's
have to open a thing.
Yeah, it's
They
fun.
close
It
their
feels
thing.
like you're in a spy movie.
Yeah, it slows everything down, Tom. I'm an efficiency
That's not
expert.
why there's long lines.
It's part of it.
No, it's fun.
Because that thing's always getting jammed.
Nah, if you do it right, you're
Yeah.
probably one of those people where they have to tell them, like, no, just wait.
You wish I was one of those people, Tom. I'm a model customer in the post
Yeah,
office.
right.
Great. I like everybody that I've ever met who's worked for the post office.
Do you but every time you go in there, you probably give them this list of improvements.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, sir, that's not my job or yours.
It would just be so nice if they simplified it, one flat rate for everything.
Well, that would get out of hand real quick.
$20, no matter it's a big package
Well, you don't
or
think...
a letter.
Well,
And if it's real important, then it's worth $20.
Well, I mean, they do that basically with the flat rate priority mail.
Yeah, no, all mail. $20 flat rate.
You don't think you get a lot of correspondence now. Wait till it's $20 to send a letter.
Yeah, and then I'll only get the important stuff.
You get too many unimportant correspondences?
Yeah. I get unimportant everything, Tom.
Well,
Bills.
you get junk mail, yeah.
Yeah, junk mail.
I get so much mail from Verizon and Optimum. And I always have one of them.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter.
My cable company.
They'll still they send letters that are basically like, it's not enough. And they send like trick letters. Like I get letters that
We have your family.
No. Like I got
Sign
one
up for FiOS or we'll put a bullet through their brains.
I get letters, like I got one the other day where they put like a fake like credit card inside the thing, so it feels like there's like a gift card or a credit card in there, so you open it.
You're a sucker for gift cards.
I've gotten letters from them where the outside is handwritten,
Ah.
and then you open it up and it's just like why don't you upgrade? Get more TV channels.
The amount that they spend trying to get me to upgrade,
Yeah.
they could have upgraded me for free. I mean, it's crazy over here. And have you noticed that this movie Creed has the same name as a popular rock band from the 90s?
Yeah.
It's nuts.
So you don't have any ideas for like other services they should like you
No,
don't
scale back all the services.
Yeah, but like what if they sold sodas?
No soda.
Why not?
Because then you're going to have to take up some of that space.
But you know what the markup is on soda, Tim?
Tom, it's not about the markup, Tom. You're getting $20 to send a letter.
Well, yeah, I guess. And probably you're a lot less traffic.
Yeah. It's great. It's more like a luxury brand. They only do a few things. It's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, they'll probably figure out how to do it well.
Yeah.
It's a win-win. Or maybe $5. $5 for everything. Because then if you're sending a big package, that's a freaking deal.
Yeah.
And then as long as you're there, I got to send in my cable bill. all right, I'll pay $5 for this rather than
No, and I am kind of thirsty.
Tom, no.
What? I'm just saying.
I know you could get they could open separate stores that sell soda.
You know
Is
that
that a good
up
compromise?
until like the 20s or 30s, it was perfectly legal to send children through the mail.
That's not true.
It is true. Put them in a box, put stamps on it, give them some food, and you can send them through the mail.
My word.
Back then, Tim, everybody hated kids. They were doing everything they could to like, oh, what do we do with these things? Mail them away to the factories
Yeah.
and have them work there. They got little hands.
They can talk about Star Wars and their misinterpreted nonsense all they
Yeah.
want. Talk everybody's ear off.
If you like the show, you can go to tcgt.com to find out more. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com. You can email us.
Facebook.com/complete
Oh,
guide.
/complete guide.
You don't need to be like, check us out on Facebook. Now, that's a website.
You can't mail away for that. You can email us to completeguideeverything@gmail.com. Don't send us any mail. We'll get a new post office box soon.
It occurs to me, Tom,
Yeah.
this would have been a good episode to
To have had the new post office box.
and to maybe email somebody that was that sells ads for us and being like, get us some of that sweet stamps.com money
Yeah.
for an ad.
Wow.
Because us railing against the post office, this was like a 60-minute ad for stamps.com.
Well, Tim, but that's why we have a firewall between advertising and editorial.
yeah, that's true.
And everybody said it was dangerous at the time.
goddamn ad sales team. They're dropping the ball yet again.
I haven't talked to them in a while because they're on the other side of all that fire.
Yeah.
Should probably check on them. You can follow us on Twitter @Complete Guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram @Tom Reynolds.
You follow me on Twitter and Instagram @your pal Tim, but we're not really pals in real life.
And as Tim mentioned earlier, do your Christmas shopping, tcgt.com/Amazon. And you can also support the show by joining our Patreon, tcgt.com/pledge. And Patreon people are getting amazing facts about cats this week.
Amazing cats. Oh, we should have called it that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that. I'll do the artwork of it. It'll be fun.
Is that all? Is that
I
everything?
think so, Tom.
Yeah.
I enjoyed talking about the post office with
Me
you
too.
tonight,
Do you
Tom.
get mail? Do you get Amazon deliveries on Sundays from the post office?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, I do now too. Amazon should buy the post office. They kind of like bailed them out with that
I
Sunday
think-
delivery thing.
Can I tell you, I wanted to rant about this earlier,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody's like, ooh, the post office is so inefficient.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they're
Mhm.
always on the verge of bankruptcy. You know why they're on the verge of bankruptcy?
Because they make everything affordable.
Well, that, and they passed a law in 2006 that said the Postal Service has to start a fund
Mm-hmm.
with 75 years worth of
Pensions?
health benefits
Yeah.
for their workforce.
Uh-huh.
And they had to fill it within 10 years.
Okay.
So that's coming up now.
Yeah.
And so like they had to make yearly payments to get to that,
Mm-hmm.
which is insane. You ask any business or government entity start a fund and make sure you have money to pay health benefits
75 years.
for the next 7.5 decades.
Yeah.
They'd all be like, no, that would take all of our money.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that. They're trying to kill the post office, Tom.
Who is?
I don't want to get political, but it's, it's the guys that I often don't agree with.
I like the post office more than FedEx or UPS.
Yeah.
They're more. I just like, you know what it is? When
You're
I get,
lonely and you like to see the same face every day.
well, that's part of it. He's a very nice man. And the UPS guy and FedEx guy, they're different all the time. But the UPS and FedEx, it would be different if they could get into my mailbox. But instead, they have to either deliver it to the front office of my building, or they have to like
The principal's office.
ring my doorbell, and I have to be here to get it.
Yeah.
Putting things in the box, great.
You know.
I can access that box, Tim, anytime. 24/7, 365. I have access to my mailbox.
Not in a snowstorm, though.
I do. It's right downstairs. It's in the
No, but what
lobby.
I'm saying is if you're somewhere else and you can't
Well, that's
get
on
here-
me. That's my fault. That's why I don't travel far.
Yeah.
Keep it local.
Hey, that's what I've always been saying. Keep it local.
And we'll see you next week.